With 10,000 people turning 65 every day in the U.S., the number of people with visual impairment or blindness is expected to rise significantly in the coming years. But technology is making it possible for people with low or no vision to learn adaptive skills that help them live more independently and find employment. Here's how two Chicago area institutions have been working to support the vision-impaired community for over a century. Producer Erica Gunderson has the story.
Chicago is what made me the person I am. This city is what made me independent.
For most Chicagoans, the city's street grid is an everyday convenience. But for Jose Martinez, who was born blind, it's a critical part of maintaining his autonomy.
It's very accessible here. The streets are organized in such a pattern that, it's very easy to learn. And I learned it. I can teach it to another blind person. I feel that confident.
Navigating the city was just one of the many skills Martinez says he's learned at the Chicago Lighthouse. In addition to offering vision care, rehabilitation, job training, and education for people living with vision impairment, the Chicago Lighthouse also employs them in a variety of capacities.
We employ 800 individuals, 30% of whom are mission-related employees, people who are blind, visually impaired, disabled, or veterans.
CEO Janet Slick says the 114-year-old nonprofit was able to navigate itself through the pandemic by pivoting many employees to remote work.
Everything is cloud-based, and so we were able to continue that enterprise. People continued to receive paychecks, and we were able to keep our community working.
Call center supervisor Marcus Johnson says for his team, the move to working from home was bittersweet.
Because even though they're not able to be in the office surrounded, with a lot of people, they're able to work at home in their own comfort zone.
Johnson says other organizations can follow the Lighthouse's lead in employing people with impaired vision.
They're at home, they're not able to work. It kind of feels like that they don't have a voice. So we're missing out on a lot of people's voices and ideas because of some things aren't accessible.
Jose Martinez works at the Lighthouse as part of a team that user tests websites for accessibility.
There were 20 million people with visual impairments in the U.S. As businesses, you want to make sure to reach the largest market possible.
Las Vegas-based chef Regina Mitchell became one of those 20 million when a chronic illness caused her to begin losing her sight in her 50s.
Society is not really accepting or used to a blind person moving about. It's almost as if, what are you doing? Why are you out here? You're struggling. Why don't you just go home?
Mitchell says distance learning classes offered by the Winnetka-based Hadley Institute for the Blind and Visually Impaired helped her to develop adaptive skills so she could keep cooking. Now she runs her own cooking classes for other vision-impaired people. Cases like Mitchell's are expected to be increasingly common, says Hadley CEO Julie Tai.
The incidence of age-related eye disease is going to cause about a doubling of the number of people in this country with visual impairment by the year 2050.
Though the Hadley Institute has been a distance learning organization since it began offering Braille lessons by mail in 1920, Tai says technology has allowed them to broaden their scope to online workshops, podcasts, and webinars that are available free of charge to anyone worldwide.
We have about 500 workshops online, how to cut safely, how to organize your closet, how to dine out comfortably. So very practical help to encourage people to continue to live their lives.
Regina Mitchell urges people learning to live with vision loss to accept that help so that they too can go on to help others.
You will be a model to help the next person on their journey because someone's going to need you. And that's where I like to feel that the reason I am in this position so I can help the next person.
For Chicago Tonight, this is Erica Gunderson.